So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine this morning, actually. A friend of mine who works for the NHS and I used to work with on the NHS many years ago. And we were in the gym, we were working out, and we were doing our usual kind of conversation, catching up and how's work and all that kind of stuff. And we got into a conversation about working for the NHS. And it's been now something like 5 years, almost 5 years since I left the NHS, and that time's passed really quickly. And we were discussing the kind of pros and cons, we were discussing the benefits of working in the NHS, we were just discussing the benefits of working in private practice. And it really got me thinking about, while the NHS is a place where there is some security and there is some comfort, working in private practice has some real benefits to it as well. In fact, I would say probably massively more benefits. I think that's always a decision you have to make, is deciding whether you want to be someone who works for the NHS because you like that environment, or someone who works in private practice because you want the challenges which come with it. But it got me thinking about the fact on the NHS, and one of my frustrations while working for the NHS is that things don't change quick enough. That I could have some amazing ideas, or I could do a training course or something, and I wanted to implement them there and then, but I couldn't. And it could be months before something which was a really good idea got implemented, or it might not get implemented at all. And that is one of the benefits of working in private practice, is your ability to change something really quickly. And I thought this morning, I'd give you 3 things which you could change in your private practice pretty much now, which would really have an impact on your business. Okay, the first thing is changing the hours you work. I mean, if you're in private practice, you can choose the hours that you work. You choose whether you want to work a Monday or you don't want to work a Monday. You choose whether you want to work till 8 o'clock in the night or start at 8 in the morning. That choice is entirely down to you. And quite often, choosing the hours that you work is going to be part of how happy you are within your business. There's nothing worse for me anyway, and you may share this thought, you may not, of working long hours in clinic, especially when you're already doing all of the other working on your business as well as working in your business. So by changing your hours, you can have some control over how your day is, how you feel, what you do at certain times. It gives you a real bit of power back in your business, and you can change that whenever you want. Okay, the second thing is changing the treatments that you offer, or adding different treatments. And I remember back in about 2010, I went on a course on joint mobilization, and this was something which I'd had a little bit of exposure to from one of the private practices I've been working in for about 12 months, but I hadn't done any formal training myself. And I remember going off to this training course on a Tuesday evening in Birmingham, learning these new skills, and then being able to step into my clinic the next day and apply them. And it was great stuff. It was powerful stuff. It was stuff which I could use to enhance my patient treatment. It was stuff which I could use to sell as part of my business. But it was having that power to be able to say, tonight I've learned something, tomorrow I can apply it. No crap, no waiting around, just straight in there and getting stuck in. And you can do that with any of the services you want. You can go on a weekend course and learn something like, say, for example, nail reconstruction, if that's the kind of thing you want to do. You can apply it Monday morning. You can have patients booked in. You can decide you're going on a training course, and then you can pre-warn your patients you're going to be providing that, and you can get people booked in ready. There's so many things you can do. You know, your imagination is the limit. There are courses out there and all kinds of things, but you can apply it the first day you're back in clinic, which is really cool. The third thing that you can change is your pricing. And this is something which I know lots of business owners always get a little bit upset about, is pricing. You know, thoughts around, I can't charge that much, I'll lose patients, or is it worth it, where's the value? There's so many kind of internal conversations which goes on, and I know that because, hands up, I was there many years ago. I went through exactly the same things. But you can change the pricing in your clinic whenever you want. You could have pricing which stops on a Friday and new pricing which starts on a Monday. And I don't need to tell you So I don't need to tell you what that can do for your bottom line or increase in percentages and turnover and profit and all the other things which go with it. But as a private practice owner, you have the ability to change that whenever you want. You have the ability to change it multiple times throughout the year. It's sitting down, it's working out what you're worth, it's sitting down and working out what your service costs to provide, what you want to earn, and all those other calculations, and making that change. But you can change that whenever you want. And that is just 3 things that you can change in your practice. There are so many things that you can change. And as a private practice business owner, you have the ability to change that whenever you want. It's entirely down to you. The only limit is your imagination. So if you found this content useful, give it a little thumbs up. Make sure you tick subscribe wherever it is, somewhere on the screen, to get more and more of these kind of videos. And if you've got any questions, you know where I am. Come and find me.